Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and we're doing something a little bit different today. We're taking a look at from the MOTUOrigins website. This is the Masters of the Universe Origins, Grizzlor. This is an online exclusive figure. Well, it was. Basically, it was a few months ago. It went up for order. Basically, sold out instantly from scalpers. So Mattel heard the cries of the people and gave it a second run. And you had two options. You could have, on one day, tried to get a hold of in stock or soon to be released stock. And then the next day, for 2 days actually, you could put in an order, as many as you like, but they were made to order, with the understanding that this actually would not ship until spring of next year. I was able to get the stock that was going to be shipping sooner, and here we are. So we're taking a look at the shipping box, or the outer sleeve, and this has some great hand sketching of Grizzlord, or Grizzlor. Nice look here on the front. You got the Horde logo, Masters of the Universe. And on the back, you got a close-up of the face. That's a money shot right there. That's pretty cool. So we'll just do a little ASMR unboxing here. So yeah, listen to that cat cardboard. Got a nice little sleeve in there, and we'll pop out Grizzlor itself. Now, what I find interesting is the fact that this is basically on the traditional retail Origins packaging. I was expecting something that's more the collector oriented, where the car could just slip in and out of the back, especially considering that if you look at the back, you have this great drawing of Grizzlor fighting She-Ra, because he was a member of the Horde, so technically it was a villain of her. And right there, Modulok. So I think we got another deluxe figure coming, and almost forgot, right here. Isn't that the Fright Zone? So maybe we're going to get a Horde playset to go with Grayskull, Snake Mountain, and the going to be crowdsourced Eternia Towers. So let me pause right now, cut this open, and yeah, we'll take a look at Grizzlor and see how good it is. Okay, and unfortunately, removing Grizzlor from the packaging, I did discover that there was a little bit of a quality control issue. And, well, you'll hear more at the end of the video, but I've been basically batting 1,000 with Mattel Creations. Basically, this is the mini comic that comes with Grizzlor, and unfortunately, as Delilah walks into the shot, you might be able to see the comic was not set properly in that's Grizzlor's axe, was not set properly in the packaging, and as Delilah knocks Grizzlor over, the bubble was glued down on top of the comic. So you have here in the front, you see where it basically was torn off the card, and then on the back here, there's some more damage. And in fact, several of the pages inside were stuck together. I wasn't even... And what upsets me is, I'm pretty sure this comic is exclusive to Grizzlor. So, I mean, at least I'll be able to read the story, but I'm a little upset that it's been damaged. Usually these things are throwaways. It's like the same one for the entire wave, but because Grizzlor was made to order, it's a little bit different. So, there's that. Now, let's take a look at Grizzlor. And much like Delilah, Grizzlor is flocked. And this is one of the joys of the original toy, having it flocked. And in fact, as you can see, comparing it to Delilah's fur, it's very similar. Same consistency, same softness. Obviously, Grizzlor is built with the new Origins buck, so not all the body is furry like the original figure. This is, this was one of the Horde figures I had as a child, so that's really nice to have. And Delilah, if you'd be so kind to keep moving so I can get my arm in here. Has a ball-jointed head, universal joints at the arms, single degree bend at the elbow, swivel, the in and out wrist movement, I guess really they don't want to change that up at all. Waist, you bend it here at the hips, and forward and back, outward leg movement, single jointed knee, rotation at the knee, rotation at the boot, and of course, full complements of ankle articulation. So, in terms of accessories, Grizzlord does come with a reuse of Ram Man's axe. Even has a little port to plug it in. I don't remember if the original toy came with an axe. I think this just might be of like a bonus feature. And then the second little gimmick here is, of course, the Horde crossbow in green, and that just clips on to the hand just like so, and Grizzlor is armored up, ready to fight, even though I remember it just using its hands. See, I'm a little disappointed we didn't get a second open hand so you can do like the growling claw movements, but so there's that, but really nice looking. And of course, the crossbow, you can do the little, you press down and and it springs forward. Really not a thing. I guess they couldn't include extra hands just due to the fact that this really isn't a deluxe figure, so that is the space of the deluxe figures. And of course, in terms of going back to the articulation, you can, if you so desire, pose Grizzlor in as all the other Masters of the Universe figures in its traditional classic squat warrior pose. Really like the flocking. We're going to talk a little bit more of that in the conclusion. You got even some down here. So yeah, really happy to get Grizzlor. Kind of bummed that the comic got damaged, but the figure looks good. Nice harness and all that. So not really much more to say. Glad we got the comparison with Delilah's fur. So we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. So, as I mentioned, Grizzlor is a flocked figure. Now, I may be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure I heard correctly that one of the reasons why Grizzlor had to be made to order instead of just released at retail is if they wanted to do the flocking, the cost of the flocking is such now that this would make Grizzlor a deluxe, would have to be sold at the deluxe price point. But that would be sold at the deluxe price point without any of the deluxe accoutrements, extra heads, hands, weapons. So you would basically have a single carded figure on the single card design, but being sold at the deluxe price point, which may cause an issue with the retailers, as in they're not really sure where on the peg to put it, and they might, if they had to create a special peg, they actually would say, well, no, we don't want it. So there's the issue. And that might also help explain why we haven't seen a Mossman figure yet. In terms of, because that was a flocked figure as well. So there is that trade-off. Now, I do have to tip my hat to Mattel that they saw the problems with getting Grizzlor out at retail the first time, and they went ahead and fixed that issue by doing a second run and giving people a chance to do made to order, which they're also going to do with Wondar, which I really am excited about. That actually I think will be happening towards the end of this week as of this recording. Now, I also mentioned that I've been not winning the quality control lottery with Mattel. Unfortunately, I got that really nice 40th anniversary He-Man 4-pack, basically the TV in the TV style figures. And the first two, the 83 cartoon He-Man and the New Adventures He-Man, had an issue with their eyes. Initially, I initially thought that the figures were to come with die-cast weapons, and that with new articulation in the wrist to do the I have the power pose to justify the cost. None of that was true. I misunderstood. I misheard something. So when I saw that their eyes were molded looking up, painted looking upward, I thought that was to help facilitate that pose. Well, needless to say, I was wrong. I've had to reach out to Mattel Creations to see if we can work something out. To be honest with you, if I have to return the whole set to get a replacement, I just may return it, period, and wash my hands of it. Because the other two figures, they're actually just repacks of the main, what will be the main retail release, the 2000X He-Man and the Netflix He-Man, who's coming down the line, just with chromed weapons. And they look nice, but, again, justifying the price. Speaking of which, definitely can justify the price with Grizzlor. Unfortunately, if you don't have Grizzlor by this point and you've missed out on two opportunities, I don't know really what to tell you anymore. Mattel, again, really did us a solid helping us out, get the figure out. Now you might be stuck having to pay that. Those are aftermarket markups. So there is that. But I'm happy to have it in my collection. I know I don't do a lot of Masters of the Universe reviews, but I wanted to do this one just for you guys. So this is your old pal Chuck. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It does help with the algorithms, which helps promote my channel. We are steadily growing over 10 years in now. I think we're closing in on 12 years, maybe even 13. Other than that, for Grizzlor, we will see you next time.